Hey guys, in today's episode, I'm going to be showing you how to add a download feature to where you can download this image with text over it. So first, we're going to cd into our app, and then we're going to install two packages. So the first one is HTML to image, and the next one is download.js. I'll leave a link to those in the description if you want to read the documentation and stuff. But I won't be getting into that, I'll just show you how to use them for what we want to do. Okay, so first we want to import these packages into our program. So in this video I'm going to be using two PNG. And we also want to import download from download.js. Okay, so now that we have the packages we need, we'll start implementing that. First, we're going to add a button because this is what we'll be clicking to actually download our image. So we'll just put download image in there. Let me go to this. Okay. And then we're going to add a class to this. Call it download button. Now we'll set up our function that actually does the downloading. So first we're going to create a constant node, and we will set that equal to document get element, and we're going to go down to our image wrapper div, and we're going to give that an ID of we'll call it image download, and we're going to be targeting this div, and that's what we're going to actually be downloading. That's how we're going to get this image and the text at the same time. So in here, go ahead and put image download, and make sure you type it the exact same. And now we'll actually create our function that will be called by the button. Call this download image. So in here we're going to use the toPNG function, and we'll pass in the node, and then we'll call .then, and we'll use a callback function here. Make a variable called data URL, and we'll point that to download. We'll download data URL, and right here we're going to type the name of what we want the PNG that we're downloading to be called. I'm just going to call it custom image, and then obviously .png, because that's what I'm using, or that's what I'm converting the file to. So now, just in case something goes wrong, we'll add a .catch. Oops. And in here, do another callback function, and we'll point that to console log error. Okay, so now we have our function set up. Right now, if we click this button, it's still not going to do anything. Instead, we're going to add an on click to our button, and we'll do the same thing that we did up here with the on change, and we'll just type the function name that we want to be called. So now if we go over here and we type something in the text, if I go ahead and click this button, we'll get our image. If we open this, we got the text on it that we typed up here. So now we got it working, and we'll just add a little bit of styling in the CSS so that it looks a bit better. So we'll call our download button, and we will add color white for the text, and then we're going to set the background color to hashtag 112 C4A. So now it's a bit of a different color, but don't worry, we'll still make it look much better than it is right now. So let's add a little bit of margin to REM, and we'll give that a width of 50 view width. Okay. Now let's add some padding. We'll do block, and we'll do 0.7 REM. And you'll notice I'm kind of setting it up a bit the same as this. Obviously, background and stuff is a bit different, but it'll be about the same size, you know. We are going to want to set the border to none, and then we'll add a border radius of 5 pixels, and then we're gonna want to have some animations. So we'll add a transition for background color. Set that to 2 seconds and ease. Okay. So now we're gonna add a little hover effect where the color gets lighter so you can tell your cursor's over it. And we'll just set the background color to this, and then we'll go in here and just turn that down. We'll put it about here. So now, if we hover over it, it gets lighter, and it takes it takes 0.2 seconds, so it's not immediate. It kind of fades in. But we also want an effect to where when we click it, the button gets a bit smaller, you know. And for this one, we're going to want it to be immediate, so we won't add, and so that's why I didn't put all up here on the transition, because I don't want this to be affected by that. And we'll set the scale to 0.98. So now, if we click the button, you see it gets a bit smaller. And we still got our image right here. So, we set up in our first episode, we set up the image, and then we enabled the user to type whatever the text they want over it. And in this episode, we set up the download button, and in the next one, we will set up the ability to choose whichever image you want to display right here. So that's all for today's video, and thank you for watching.